Menstruation 101 with Gadoni. Did you know that we have 4 phases of the menstruation cycle? The first phase is the menstruation, the second is the follicular, the third phase is the ovulation, and the fourth phase is the luteal phase. Let's go to the first phase, which is the menstruation. It starts on day 1 of your cycle and lasts from 3 to 7 days. Now, this happens when your egg from your previous cycle was not fertilized, hence you are not pregnant. So the thickened walls of your uterus are no longer needed and shed. This then results to the release of the tissue and blood and mucus, aka period. On to the second phase of menstruation, which is the follicular phase. Now, this phase begins once you start your period, meaning you're having 2 menstrual phases, which is the menstruation and the follicular. The difference is with menstruation or the period, it lasts to 7 days, while the follicular phase ends at the beginning of your ovulation. Now, during this phase, your body is working tirelessly hard to release an egg. It starts, or rather begins, once in your brain, with the pituitary gland in your brain releasing a hormone called the follicular stimulating hormone, which then stimulates follicles in your ovaries to release a matured egg. Now, the strongest follicle releases an egg, while the other follicles are then reabsorbed in your body. The third phase is the ovulatory phase. Technically, this is the ovulation, which happens when an ovary releases a mature egg. It happens from 2 to 5 days and happens at the middle of the cycle, most of the time on the 14th day. But this is not always the case. It is totally dependent on the length of your cycle. Now, once the egg is released, it travels down the fallopian tube towards the ovary in hope that it will be fertilized by a sperm. Now, if not, and if it is fertilized, girl, you is pregnant. The final phase is the luteal phase. This phase prepares your uterus for pregnancy or your period. It lasts from between 11 to 17 days, but mostly it's the 14 days. Hence, the wait for 14 days or rather 2 weeks to know if you are pregnant. Anything less than 11 days is considered a short phase, which can cause issues if you're trying to get pregnant. Now, those are the 4 phases of your cycle. I did not mention everything. There's a lot to learn about the 4 phases. See you in the next episode.